Features of our trombone section there. That's Evan on trombone, Alex and Will in there. Our trombone section, ladies and gentlemen. I also totally skipped over our Amazing Reach section for how awesome that Stevie Wonder is. I was overcome with joy after their solos. That's Heaven on clarinet, Landon on tenor saxophone, Caitlin Miller again on lead alto, Jordan Lewis on tenor, and he brings our whole group down a whole octave, Skylar on bass. I don't think I could do anything and get this amount of cheers, you know? I love the enthusiasm, I'm here for it. The next tune we're going to do is out of the Count Basie songbook. It's a tune not just arranged, but written by Sammy Nestico, who's a great writing partner and a friend of the Count Basie Orchestra. I feel like whenever bands try to program Basie music, and I said this to our own band too, that people think like, oh, maybe this is not as difficult as some of the music of other great big bands, maybe the Village Vanguard or the Jazz and Lincoln Centers like that. But there's such a nuance to doing the music of Sammy Nestico and the music of the Count Basie Orchestra, and you can play all the notes right and not capture any of the feeling. So when I gave this chart to the group, I said, I only want to do this if you really do it right. And they've gone just above and beyond all of my expectations, and I can't say enough good things about them to the point where they've told me to stop complimenting them, which makes me concerned in some ways. But I really can't say how good of a job they've done with this piece. The Count himself, Jonah, is going to be featured on this one on piano. This is Sammy Nestico's That Warm Feeling. I'll get it right one day. How about one more hand for your Nicholls State University Jazz Ensemble? I want to introduce a couple more people here on our rhythm section. We have Z and Adriana on bass tonight as well, too. Adriana. Sorry, not Adriana. I had a really terrible instance where I did District 6 Parish Honor Band. I called this poor girl her name on the whole time except for the concert. So flowers or coffees on me, whatever you want. We'll feature some of these next musicians on our final tune, but this is Seth on guitar this evening. And one last person I've failed to mention, well there's two actually, there's Colton holding down lead trumpet as well too in my own studio tonight. But I've come to our last person tonight because it is her last concert with us this year, and it's been a privilege having her in the band, and anytime you're a drummer in my band, it's a tough kid, and she stepped up to the plate and did such an amazing job, and I can't say enough good things. Adeline on drums at this moment. I just have a couple quick thank yous I want to get to. I always have to thank my wife, Megan, who can't be here this evening, but she's been really supportive of me, with this new position here. I've been commuting from Baton Rouge, so she's been putting up with a lot of miles in the car lately and those awesome gas bills. I have to thank everyone in the Department of Music here at Nicholls, Dr. Suarez and all my colleagues over at the printing building, Dr. Ladd, Dr. Miranda, Dr. Robichaud, Dr. Kendi. It's a real privilege just to work with all of you, and it's been an amazing first year for me, and I thank you for putting up with me. And one last people, or before I get to that, how about a hand for Ryan in the booth tonight doing sound for us. And I just want one more round of applause for this amazing ensemble who've just been, it's been an amazing semester, an amazing year. I love working with this group, and it's really my privilege and honor to be your teacher. So one more hand for your Nicholls State University Jazz Ensemble. This last number is a Nat Adderley tune called Work Song. It's going to feature Colton, Kaylin, Will, Landon, Seth, and Jonah. Again, a work song. Thank you, all of you, for coming out tonight. Please continue to support music, and especially jazz and Nicholls. Thank you all again for coming. Hope you enjoy Work Song.
Thank you.